Yep, we're on the CR500 one more time. Today we're doing part of my comparison between the CRF450R and this CR500. And I'll apologize in advance if the audio is kind of crappy in some portions of this video, but I forgot to bring one of my microphones with me. Shit happens. But this is the continuation of a video I've been promising for a while, which is the CR500 versus CR450, which is right there. You can't see me because the camera's on the other side. CR450. And we're going to be doing a little competition between these things. Basically some drag racing and generally fucking about. You know, this isn't scientific. Obviously, I mean, both bikes are modified a bit. The CR has Pro Circuit pipe, and it's got some headwork now. It's got a decompression valve, so I can actually start the damn thing. So, a shout out to the God, I forget his handle, guy in the comments who on my first CR video, who suggested a decompressor head, and yeah, it is awesome. While I was at it, I also had the squish band machined and chamber polished, a few other goodies. So I can already feel it's quite a bit stronger. I've ridden it once since the new head was on, and it's pretty tits. So yeah, do a little drag racing, have a little fun. CR500 versus CR450R, CRF450R rather. Okay, so here's the first drag race test we're gonna do on the CR500 versus CRF450 as soon as we get out of these whoops. This will be a second gear to third gear full for both bikes. So we're just gonna see what happens here. Ready? Go! Fucking wheelies! Oh God! Okay! It wheelied in second on dirt. I'm gonna say the CR500 is faster than the CR450. Holy shit! Okay, we're gonna try that again. Okay, one more try. I want to give the CR400 the jump. CR450 the jump, rather. Go. Yep, CR500's faster. Wow, way faster. And I'll grant you there's some skill difference here between me and my buddy. I've been riding a lot longer than he has, especially on dirt. But he's got a big weight advantage. The bike weighs less and he weighs less. So today we're going to be doing a little experiment of me riding both bikes through my little woods course here. Same rider, same conditions, to kind of see which one's faster. And I've actually done this already once in the opposite order I'm doing them today. The first time I did this on a timed run, I did the CRF first, and now I'm going to do the CR first just to eliminate, you know, me being tired from the experience. And that plus the recent drag racing we've done should make for us an interesting little video. Okay, so this will be 5 laps on the CR500. Going to be averaging all the laps. The downside to it being dry is it just wants to wheelie everywhere, especially with the new head. Got the decompression head on it, as well as the Eric Gore squish band, which brings it up to pretty much the 85, 86 level of lunacy. And also the chamber is polished. So it is a lot faster than it was. Gotta stay ahead of the bike here as much as I can. Hit that one faster. And that one. Getting those corners down now. Okay. Now we're gonna do 5 laps on the CRF. We've already got some pretty interesting and surprising results in the works for you guys. Yeah, the brakes and the suspension of this thing make it so much easier to hold speed through corners. It hasn't got the immediacy of the power of the 500, but it's so much lighter and easier to toss around. Hopefully I'm not going to be bothered by the hot stalling thing this thing's been doing of late, but the compression braking, I think, keeps me going faster. Okay, that's interesting. That means the first run of these, I've done this twice now. The first time I did the CRF first, and I was pulling like 104s average, 103s, 104, so call it 104 seconds, or 1 minute 4 seconds around this course when I was really fresh on this bike. And this bike, the first time, was doing 108s, 109s, so like say 108.5. So this thing was a good 4 seconds slower when I was really fresh, and then I got a little bit tired on this, and then I was pretty tired on that. And that was also before I had the decompression head on that, so I was a little bit scared of stalling it. I thought that would be an issue. Turns out it wasn't. Because this time, on the CR, which I took first, when I was all nice and fresh, I mean, granted, I went riding, we did the drag racing 2 days ago, so my legs are still a little bit crapped out, but I'm mostly fresh. I'm full of Mexican food, so I have no real complaints. This thing was still 108. What was the do you have the fastest lap for the CR? Okay, so 106, so a little bit faster, but still, you know, substantially less fast than I was riding this bike. And, you know, some of that can be due to conditions, but it's actually, if anything, better today because it's all nice and dry. I'm getting all the power down. It's wheeling a bit, but it's not slipping all over the place in the mud. Whereas this thing was basically the same as the first time, right? Okay, so based on that, you can't help but say, same rider, pretty much the same conditions. Actually, these are a bit more favorable. Giving the CR the benefit of the doubt, the CRF is a couple seconds faster. I would say with 2.5 seconds faster on average. I'll have to do the math, and I'll put that right here. But it's a little bit faster, and I have to put that down to the lighter weight, the much more modern suspension, the brakes. I feel like I'm carrying much more speed into corners with the CRF. It's the geometry is such that I don't feel I'm going to squirt the bike out if I carry a little bit of late braking into corners, whereas the CR, I know that'll happen because I've done it. Modern motocross bike, slightly faster around a course than the CR500, but as we saw in the drag race video in a straight line, that thing by a mile. So, interesting, if somewhat unexpected results between these two bikes. I expected the CRF would handle and brake better than the CR, but I didn't think it would be that much of a difference. Likewise, I knew the CR500 would be faster in a straight line, but I didn't think it would be as dramatic as it was, which basically turned this guy into a fucking... Yes, if he didn't have a mask on, I'd see his bloody teeth from the mountain of rocks I shot at him from that thing. So yeah, two really interesting bikes, separated by about over 20 years. Is that true? No, well, close, about 17-ish, 16, 17 years. And by all accounts, a modern competitive motocross bike. I mean, this one's still carved, but this is an 07, so it's not as fast as the current cream of the crop, but it's damn close, and it's got the full factory connection suspension on it, so it's much faster than a stock new CRF in my world. And feel free to disagree, I don't really care, that's how I feel. I've ridden a new CRF, this is faster, and with me on it. That thing, yeah, the brakes are dated, the suspension's dated, even though I just rebuilt the forks. And it's heavier, you can feel the weight. Now, sometimes that's advantageous. Like when we're doing the drag racing stuff, we're going through whoops, the CR gives zero fucks about that. I can just pin it and go through that as fast as I want, really, whereas that thing, because it's set up to turn, kind of dances and tries to spit you off a little bit. So, very interesting. Interesting strengths between the two bikes. I have to say, if I'm completely honest, I like the CR500 more just because it's ridiculous. The CRF is kind of easy. It's like, you know, Nissan GTR kind of feeling where everything is just, it just doesn't care. Everything is just so easy. It's like, is that all you got? Fuck you. Whereas the CR500 is kind of like the Shelby Cobra I just did a video on, where it's like, if you fuck with me this much, I'm going to kill you. So it kind of endears itself to me for that reason. For the same reason I prefer a Cobra to a GTR. Anywho, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Leave me a comment whether you did or not. And if you want to see more of these, hit the subscribe button.